Hey guys, welcome back. We're actually doing something a little different with this video.
It's a top 10 episode.
I can never get a
Oh
good impression with you.
yeah.
Exactly. Every
Oh,
time.
every time.
Every time. Anyways, Andy messaged me a few days ago, told me, "Hey, what are your top 5 favorite shows?" I'm like, "Cartoons, animes, real?" He's like, "Animes or cartoons?" I'm like, "I'm gonna have to think about that." I'm like,
Actually,
"Why?" And he's like, we'll just make a top 10, 5 each. I'm like, "Okay."
I think it went um find I think it was like find backgrounds for 5 of your favorite shows. We're doing an episode.
More or less.
Okay.
I was making it sound a little less like demanding from you.
I'm pretty sure by my picture in the corner, people know I'm kind of a dick.
Yeah, you kind of are.
I'm being fully I'll fully admit it.
So, so,
Okay. All right.
so considering this was your idea and whatever, we'll be going back and forth. We'll be doing like one of our fives, the other's five, then it'll go to the other's four, our four, whatever. It'll go back and forth. So it's not going to be like the one's five and then it'll switch to the all five of the other.
Yeah.
So
So
since it was your idea, do you want to go first?
sure, I'll go first. In fact, I already thought I was going first because I already had the background up. My
Number
first
five.
no, number first five. One, not 15, just the first five. Yes.
Number 1-5.
Andrew dash 5. There we go. We got Gakko Garashi, otherwise known as School Live. I literally just challenged Greg to watch this show. I freaking love it. It's awesome. So, there's the reason why I like it is it's a cute show, very cute, super cute, with a twist, and there's actual progression, which I believe is what my huge complaint in our review of K-On! was the lack of progression. And there actually is an end goal, and there's things going on that lead to that end goal, and it's so cute. But somewhere in the middle, I kind of had to stomp around my room and yell at my screen, "You can't do this to me." So yeah, no, I got kind of involved in this one. So that's why it made number 5. I wish I could have put it higher, but there are other things that I've watched multiple times that kind of jumped up the list for me. So that is
So
what we got.
with that description, I'm excited to watch it.
Dude, it's so good.
You know I like the cutesy stuff.
Dude, it's so cutesy. And then I was so mad. Like, you don't even understand how mad I was.
Worse than Hanamaru.
Okay, Hanamaru was frustrating. School Live, like, there's some giant twists coming. Like, giant twists. So, like, the plot goes in one way, and you think it's going one way, and then you realize things aren't as they seem. It's amazing.
Oh, okay. That I'm curious. Okay. That I'm interested.
All right. So, that would be what I got for number 1. What
You mean number 5?
or my first presented, I don't know, mine's not really in an order, to be honest. I needed yours in an order so that I could make sure to order them correctly so that you know what's coming next, cuz I have the power.
Yeah, mine were hard to. Well, mine were okay, I guess, to reorganize,
So yeah, no, this
to
is
distinguish which is 5 through 1.
so I'll say this one is a number 5.
Is it mine?
All right, so now it's your turn. What do you got for your number 5?
My number 5 is Love Hina. It was very hard to decide about like which one I wanted as my 5th choice, And I ultimately decided on Love Hina because I love the story. I love the concept. It's a very it's funny. It's got like a little bit of like romantic kind of style in it, but it's not like super heavily. It's pretty much just a dude trying a failure at school trying to get into college. And then life just kicking him in the nuts.
Can I go on a tangent for a second? I tell you, get me wallpapers. You give me a picture that literally does not fit the screen, so I'm like trying to make it fit. It's not working. Like there's like people's heads cut off. I'm like, oh,
I don't understand how.
it's not a wallpaper.
It's a 1024 by 768.
No, it is not.
It should be.
It is not.
Well, make it work.
I'm trying. You are not making this easy.
I don't care.
All right,
Deal with it.
So
Deal with it. Deal with it.
So
Anyways, but the reason why I ultimately decided on this was when I was younger and like I had watched a few other animes before this or ultimately this was the first manga series that I ever read. And like my brother had the entire series, all like I think it's like 14 books. He had all of the books and let me borrow them, and I was just really fascinated with like how you read them and just the art style, everything. And I ended up watching the series afterwards, and I really, really loved it. So this holds like a special place in my heart because it was the first like manga I ever read.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Like, here's the weird kicker to that. Like, I really didn't start watching a whole lot. Like, I kept watching the same few cartoons over and over again when I was a kid, and only one of them made my list. So, yeah, no, that's actually kind of useful information to know that you have connections to some older stuff.
Yeah, like I've reread this series like at least 3 or 4 times. Like
that is dedication.
well, I like I'll go back and reread it like every couple years or something, like every year or two or something like that, just because like I forget some things about it, and like it's almost like it's kind of like just reliving and kind of almost rereading a quote unquote new series because I forget some of the stuff.
Oh yeah, no,
or I'll catch something that I didn't.
So with my last pick of School Live, I actually suggested it to Pat, who's my old roommate, and he started watching it with me in the room, and like I just rewatched the first episode, and like I kept uncovering things. That was my favorite part. I'm sorry. But like I don't know if that's anywhere near the same, but like whether you forget something or not, I think it's with new information you kind of see things in a different light. But
yeah, like granted, I read Love Hina when I was in middle school.
Yeah,
and and my brother described it to me as it's like college level humor. Like some of the situations and themes in it are more like relatable for people who are kind of around our age.
Oh, well, see, I don't even know about it, to be honest.
And so when I got older and I read it, I understood it a little bit more and everything like that. So I think I've pretty much said my piece about it.
All right. Well, that's a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, so what is your number 4?
No, for number 4, I
gotta do the epic voice.
we have Mirai Nikki.
Oh, good God!
Which totally does not make me want to stab people, legally or otherwise.
Oh, good God!
There were days after I watched this where literally I would not talk to anybody out of fear of just stabbing them. I love this show.
Mirai Nikki, also known as Future Diaries.
Yes, Future Diaries. But this was one of the few things I say got me into anime. I think it was in between this and what was the other one? Death Note got me into anime.
Death Note was good.
And there's just something about Mirai Nikki that just speaks volumes to me as a psychopathic killer. That just Was I wrong? Am I wrong in saying that?
Uh, so did you see it? Did you watch it before we saw it in Spam?
No. Okay, so when I first watched it, okay, so we had a group in college called Spam, which is where we saw and like there was a whole group of us and we saw different anime together. And
Essentially, it was an anime club.
it was an anime club. And I went into that anime club for the first time, and they were watching Mirai Nikki. I didn't know anything about it. I kind of got dragged into it because I had nothing better to do with my life because college sucked. And they're watching this, and I had to watch the entire series. So, so I went back, found it on my computer, or found it online, watched the entire series, and then for 2 days straight, I was thinking of, I could just stab him. It's fine. No one will notice. No one cares about him. Like, so it was needless to say, it did not go over very well. But I loved the show, and it was super funny. And
I will agree that it was a very interesting show. It's one of the darker animes that I've ever seen.
But that's what I like, and you'll find that through my list, there's a lot of very, very dark anime. And not just anime, but like very dark shows in general. Like those tend to be my favorites. So, I mean,
I'm more into the like cutesier like
hey
actiony.
Hey, I gave
funny.
you a cutesy one for number 5. Like I can't go cutesy into cutesy. That just doesn't work that way.
Very true. Although the rest of my list isn't really cutesy.
I've noticed because I kind of know what's coming up.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So, would you like to introduce your number 4?
I fucking love Ruby. Like, I can't, since I watched the previews of it, like, it was when they first came out with it when we were in college, so it was about 4 years ago. Like, I fell in love with it. Like, and it's made by one of my favorite companies, Rooster Teeth. If people might recognize them because they did the Red versus Blue series, aka are still doing it. And I remember watching Red versus Blue when I was a kid, back when the 4th season was coming out is when I was introduced to it. And like seeing them do an original series, like they're like it's completely original. And it was so good. The story is amazing. The characters are really well designed. The voice acting is phenomenal. It didn't make it higher on my list though, because how the first season is a little bit of a grind.
The first season, no, actually, like 5 minutes into the first episode, I had a migraine.
The thing is that I hate it. Like, the series is phenomenal if you give it a chance. Like,
it's not give it a chance, it's give it a grind for the first season and then hopefully you'll survive.
Let me explain why I'm saying a grind for the first season. It's because this is a brand new series. They had some people might know a series on YouTube called the Dead Fantasy series, and that was the creator was Monty and he was put in charge of this series. Like, this was his idea along with a couple others. But like with that, which is another fantastic thing, but the animation style, since this is kind of a newer thing, it was their first attempt at it really. It's very, very choppy. Like, it's not super fluent except during the fight scenes. Like, they're walking, they're speaking. It's not very synced well. It's very, very, like, not great in the first season.
It has problems.
Every season it has improved. They're on the 4th season right now, and
to be fair, you couldn't have done worse.
Fantastic. It looks fantastic. The second season vastly improved. Like, it's synced the voices with the lips a lot better. The movement is a little bit more fluid in like the non-action areas, and like third season like cleaned it up even more, and fourth season it's very fluid right now.
You can tell he's got a problem because he started drooling and had to save himself with that one.
Well,
I got
I was
the
trying to go.
microphone, nailed
I'm
it.
going on like a tangent, and like you can't really like swallow spit when you're talking.
All right, but I don't know. I would have given it more of a chance if it didn't give me such a bad migraine. But
Like, if you want to give it a chance, like the first season, it's there's quite a bit. It's like the introduction of the main cast:
well, see,
Ruby,
that's
Weiss, Blake, and Yang. But other than that, like you could literally read a summary of the first season and then kind of start with the second.
yeah. You know what? I might just wait for the remaster of the first season.
The
'Cause
remaster.
that's coming out, right? Like they're just
I
gonna
don't know.
they're gonna remaster it and make sure that like the new animation works with it so that it doesn't hurt my eyeballs. But I think I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say about it.
Yeah.
Because
I
don't know
I
it that
love
much.
Rooster Teeth, and I gave it a shot and I fell in love with it. I
Cool.
have so much Ruby paraphernalia, like so much stuff. It's ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
You know I do.
I know. Oh, I know.
But I've said my piece about this one as well. So,
All right.
anyways, so what's your
All right. So number 3, we got Kaijo.
number 3?
Because okay, so like we did our first impressions of Kaijo, and
It was actually our first it was actually our first video,
yeah,
wasn't it?
our first video was of Kaijo, and
Shameless plug.
okay, my face.
Go check it out if you haven't seen it.
First of all, my picture is perfect for all of this because I will shamelessly plug anything at this point.
While giving the thumbs up.
Ogre condoms. No, I love this show. I really do. I will totally rewatch it when the full thing is released, and we will be doing a follow-up review of the full thing. I do still think it has problems, as in not every episode hits the mark, but the general concept being so ridiculous and their full commitment to it is amazing and refreshing and keeps me interested, and just the general tropes that go along with it. It's so funny.
Yeah, like last time when we did our review, it was on like episode 5.
Yeah,
And
something
I
like
took
that.
a look to see how far along they are.
It's
the other
episode
night,
10.
and yeah, it's like on episode 9 or 10 right now, and like I wanted to binge watch those, but I'm like, I'll wait till the series is done.
Yeah, so we will definitely do a review of that. I think we'll do it as a special. Does that sound good?
Yeah, we could do that.
So like we'll wait for the full release and just run it as a special, because I will totally binge watch all of the rest of that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It was your
yeah.
suggestion to me.
Yeah, no, it's super funny. I love it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, because we're totally gonna finish that shit when that comes out.
Oh yeah, I want to finish it.
So that would be my number 3.
So mine.
Yep. Now it's your turn. What
All
have you
right.
got?
All right. So my number 3 is probably one of the most generic ones you could possibly choose for anime wise. It's the entirety of the Dragon Ball series.
I want to punch you in the throat.
If it's Dragon Ball, that would fit Dragon Ball. No, I'm not referring to just Z or anything like that. I'm talking about I loved the original Dragon Ball when Goku was a kid. I remember my brother introduced me to a lot of like animes when I was a kid. Like the ones that I've seen when I was younger, it was all because of him. DBZ was the very first anime I have ever watched.
Okay.
I had ever watched it. That's why it places so high. Like Love Hina made this list because it was the first manga I ever read. Dragon Ball Z was the first anime I ever watched.
Okay.
It got me into it.
Can I start throwing up red flags here? This show alone, or I don't know where in the series it was, whatever. literally almost completely killed me from watching any sort of anime ever. This is the one show that literally stopped me from getting into all of it until like college.
Really?
Yeah, because when I first started watching it, it was literally an episode of nothing but people screaming and nothing happened.
You see, I rewatch some of the episodes like every now and then, like one of the biggest things is that rekindled my love for the series was I watch a lot of Team Four Star and their Dragon Ball Z Abridged series.
See,
And that's actually, I think it's like some of the stuff they do, it's funnier than the actual series.
well, that was just my problem, was that the time that I actually took to watch the show when I was really young, obviously, when I was younger, I watched an episode and it was horrible because all it was people screaming at each other for an episode, because I guess it was one of the filler episodes, like they were waiting on more content or something. But like it was so bad that I just didn't watch anime. I was into American cartoons, and I started getting into more like live work with like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and stuff. So
Yeah, I can understand not a lot of people like the series, but like I said, I've watched all of Dragon Ball. I've watched all of Dragon Ball Z. Uh, G GT was a thing.
it was a thing.
It wasn't great,
You're
but it wasn't like as terrible as people claim it was. It just was they didn't have enough episodes to really elaborate on the villains, and it was bad as a result.
You're shooting your top 5 in the foot.
But I'm really into Dragon Ball Super right now too. It's very like, it's got that goofiness to it that some of the original Dragon Ball had.
See now,
It's very Toriyama.
See, now the flip side of that was I liked Sonic, and Sonic was completely stole everything Dragon Ball Z. So that's no, like that's literally in the there was some like press release of like how Sonic came to be, and he's like, yeah, no, I stole everything from Dragon Ball Z. So like so I could say I have some sort of connection to it, but it was very, very mixed on that front.
But yeah, it like one of the reasons, like I said though, one of the main reasons why it made it onto my list and is actually like my number 3 is because of the fact that I have a connection with it, just like Love Hina, where it was the first anime I watched with my brother.
Yeah.
And I love that, like I'll never forget it. I go back and watch some of the original stuff, and like I said, the Abridged series is fantastic. It's funny, it's fantastic. And they don't miss like the important details of it.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Anyways, I've basically said what I wanted to on that. Like I knew you weren't gonna be happy with that one.
Dude, that makes me so mad. Like that literally ruined anime for good portion of my life.
I will admit the shonen animes are very, very, like, not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do what you can. So, all right, ready?
Number 2,
and what's gonna make Greg want to punch me in the face?
It's gonna be Prison School, isn't it?
No, Watamode. I love this show with a passion. This show is amazing.
By the way, we should mention I don't know what his list is, but he knows mine.
Yeah, I know his, but his is like blatantly obvious. Everyone knows.
How did I not guess Watamode?
Oh, because Watamode is amazing, and if you haven't seen it, watch it. It is It is a show about a girl who is an introvert and she tries to be an extrovert, except she suffers from massive amounts of anxiety. So she has panic attacks. And actually, this one resonates quite deeply with me. I was very, very outroverted up until second grade because I moved and I didn't know anybody. So I really didn't want to speak out of turn or anything. And basically, I was suffering from large amounts of anxiety from like mid-elementary school up until high school, just because I was always the new kid. Like I went through 3 different elementary schools, 2 different middle schools. So like I was always the new kid and I was always suffering from like super high stress and like, so like the conniptions I even understand. Like it's a super good show. You can only watch like 2 episodes at a time, otherwise you'll go mad. But
I made the mistake of I binged like 6 episodes.
and
I haven't picked it up since. I'm not saying it's not bad. I couldn't pick it back up.
Yeah, no, you stop after 2. That's what I learned. You stop after 2. You watch 2, you stop for a little bit. Go play a game.
It was hurting me.
Come back for another 2. Go leave for a while. But it's an amazing show. If you haven't watched it, definitely check it out.
It was so... Wow.
That's where we're going to leave it? All right. So yeah, no, I really don't want to like add too many of my shows because like the surprises are there. Like, I don't know. You can't really describe one of Tomoko's conniptions. Like you can't. She has meltdowns. They're interesting.
That's one word for it.
So, yeah, I think we got to keep this moving.
We'll probably do an episode with more in-depth about it.
Yeah, we're probably going to suggest these at each other eventually for episodes.
Yeah, so my...
Are you ready for your number 2?
Yep, number 2. Oh my god. I love Fairy Tail. It is so fantastic. It is so good. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to fit Fairy Tail in with Rave Master. Because the reason being is, like, Fairy Tail primarily, but Rave Master was written by the same guy. And Fairy Tail references Rave Master a lot.
I just looked over at the screen.
What?
Dude, you look so cute with pigtails, and I'm so happy to have boobs on my head. I got like the cat ears and boobs on my head, and you got like the pigtails from the other side. Oh my god, this looks hilarious.
Which pigtails?
Oh, some purple pigtails with like...
Oh, Wendy's.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I was really confused.
And then I got... Oh my god, I'm sorry. That looked freaking hilarious. I had to mention it.
You're over happy.
I'm like... Yeah, I'm over happy, so I got the cat ears and then just boobs on my head, and I'm looking like... Ah!
Well, anyways... I love Fairy Tail. Like, my cousin introduced Fairy Tail to me quite a few years ago, and I love it. It's so good. The characters are all super well written. They all have a very their own good personality. It's got a lot of humor in it. Even it's got during the downtime, it's very apparent, the humor. It's got good action. I'm keeping up on the manga, but I've watched the anime, and the animation is very, very good. It's very well done. The fight scenes are great. They've got a little bit of humor in the fight scenes. Let's put it like this. I love it so much that Lucy, the blonde one on the left, with the pigtails, the one that you claim boobs were on your head of.
Yeah.
She's a quote unquote she's a celestial spirit mage. Meaning she uses keys of the constellations to summon spirits.
Okay, can can I just say that I've seen like maybe half an episode when I walked into my roommate Pat or my ex roommate Pat's place, and like I'm super confused on why there was a chicken guy who shot eggs and then the guy like cooked them and ate them and it was like a wall, and I don't get it.
I don't know what episode you're talking. I can't think of that episode.
There was like a chicken guy and like a dog. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Let's put it that way. I don't know what's going on.
That may have been anime filler. But regardless, like I like this series so much. Like what I was getting at with Lucy is there are multiple keys, like silver keys for like the standard constellations, but there's only one in the world, one golden key for each of the zodiac constellations. And I actually have a tattoo of Aquarius on my right arm, like the Aquarius from Fairy Tale, because I love her. She's fantastic. She's such a bitch. And and Aquarius is my zodiac sign. Like I love it. I love it that much that like when I was thinking of something Aquarius to get, that was the first thing that popped into my brain.
I mean, okay. Yeah, no, if you're willing to get stabbed a million times,
it wasn't a million times.
It's a lot. You got stabbed a lot.
It is very detailed, and it's very good.
Okay,
but,
yeah, no, you got stabbed a lot for it, so
yeah,
it's got to make the list somewhere.
It is fantastic.
Actually, because
it's still going, and every chapter I read, I fanboy.
That's
like, I do.
Little alarming. Okay, can we just point out that up to this point, every one of my shows has been like over in a season. Every one of your shows has gone on for fucking ever.
Love Hina, I think, had 2 seasons.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. So you have one that's not forever and a day.
Well, to be fair, these series, I've been following them for years.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I love them so much.
Yeah, me trying to catch up would be awful.
Yeah.
You trying to catch up on mine, you'd be like, I could do that in a night.
Yeah.
So I think we might do more of mine and less of yours because I don't think I could get through all of it.
Oh no, these wouldn't be ones that I would suggest to you.
Yeah. All right.
I wouldn't put you through that unless. Yeah.
we gotta keep it moving.
All right. So we're finally at it. Your number one.
Number one. We have Invader Zim.
Oh.
I love this goddamn show.
It's so good.
It's so good. So there is a complete idiot alien that is tasked with going to Earth to try and conquer Earth, and
don't forget, it was literally just so his rulers could get rid of him.
Yeah, it's just so his rulers can get rid of him. Now, this totally has to be one of the shows we review.
I kind of want to do it for Christmas because the series ended. I have the entire. I like this series myself. I have the entire thing on DVD.
Yeah, no,
and on the very last episode of the final disc is the Christmas special.
Yeah, so like I don't know, it's just I love this show. I can't say enough good things about this show, and I can't even describe how hard I laughed when the human organ episode. I don't know if you remember
that was so gross.
It was so sick and it was so funny. There's so much adult humor in there. Like it's not even trying to disguise itself as a kid show.
How many organs do you have? A lot.
No, he's
lungs?
Yeah, what about
I've got 6 of them.
I've got 6. How about spleen? I got 3.
Stomach's 8.
8. It's just like everyone's walking around. There's a kid with a jar on his head that's controlling him because his
the lungs were the last thing he needed because he stole dibs.
Yeah. So it's just funny.
And it
He's
was just how he
super
replaced it with just random
yeah,
objects.
super bloated, just became fat Zim.
A
Oh,
fucking intestine just spews out of his mouth,
oh, it's so funny.
and he
So
sucks it up like a spaghetti noodle.
so yeah.
It's so gross.
So obvious. I mean, like when I first came up with the idea, I knew this is gonna be number one. I love the show so much, and this
And
goes back to
fucking Gurr.
this. Okay, so this goes back to me going like having my roots in American animation, because the reason why I like this show so much is because there's a beginning and an end that are connected, and everything in the middle is progression towards the end, but it's not directly progression towards the end. So you have a nice arc through every episode. There's no episode that leaves you going like, oh, but what happens next? Or like, you feel satisfied after each episode, and the entire series as a whole has a very good, satisfying conclusion. It's
Like as long as you know why he's on Earth, why Zim's on Earth, you could literally jump in at any episode.
yeah. I mean, that's a super great way to have a series. And like that's part of the reason why I don't like a lot of shows. Like I like having a progression, but I like the American way of having a progression through an episode, and having that progression through an episode lead to progression in the story, not necessarily, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of shows that don't do that, and I understand why, because they want to tell a continuous story. But the way that Invader Zim is laid out is completely ingenious and hilarious, and it's just absolute excellence. So, all right, sir, we'll give you your number one.
All right. Don't punch me.
I
Because
can't.
my number one is One Piece. Like, it's. I know I would get a lot of crap for it.
You're just, way to put that on the internet. You messed up, sir.
No, I really like this anime / manga. To put it in perspective, this manga is updated generally one chapter every week. It is on chapter, I want to say, oh god, I'll have to look it up, but it's very far in the series, and I've kept up with it for a long time, like a very, very long time. Like I remember seeing some of it when it was like the 4Kids dub of it, and that was terrible.
My question is,
So
why didn't I go second so that we could end on Invader Zim being awesome instead of you pissing everyone off with One Piece?
I don't know, because it's funny.
Oh, asshole.
Yeah. So right now, like I've seen. Okay, one of the biggest gripes with this series that people don't like is they say that it's very like slow and it's very dorky. Like, oh, they're pirates and they can do all this crap and everything like that. It's like if you actually get into the series, watch it and everything like that, you'll learn just how much personality and like uniqueness each of these characters have, and it teaches you like it's basically implementing the fact of you can't the main character Luffy, he doesn't really have like a family per se, but like his personality and everything has drawn all these people to him, his crew, and they're pretty much a family. Like
Oh,
they all will put their lives on the line for each other.
so can I come up with like a really weird analysis at this point in time?
You can try.
Okay, so like I've noticed with me in particular, it's all about the storyline. It's all about that payoff. It's all about, the how a story is told and what the story is trying to tell people, right? For you, I noticed it's all about the characters. Like you have to like always it's about like the personality and what the characters are actually like. Am I too far off on that? Like,
A lot of what draws me to an anime are the characters. Like if the characters have a good personality, it keeps me interested on the story. Like it doesn't matter if like if like an episode doesn't make too big of a progression towards the story. If like the interactions of the characters make it entertaining, I like it. Like it keeps me watching it. And like the fact that like a lot of people, what I've seen, like Four Kids only made it up to when I think they got like six of their crew, and they're up to I think it's sorry, I'm counting on the picture. They have 9 right now.
you're counting.
I
Time out.
I did,
Time out. I forgot.
sorry. I'm my thought process on one thing and I couldn't count for a second. Like they got up to when they have on the bottom of the screen, you'll see Chopper the reindeer. Like they got up to him, and they didn't really fully get to know like Robin on the right, Frankie the robot in the back, or Brooke the skeleton. Like those 3 characters are fantastic.
I'm just gonna say those characters right now make 0 sense to me. Like you're speaking gibberish right now, and I don't know if I'm okay with this.
Well, that's why this is my top.
I know.
And I looked it up, and I've been following the series since about chapter 597 or so. And that was when they had a 2-year gap, like jump gap. And like where they look like what they do now when the photo that I found. But they currently just released chapter 849. So I've been following this for like at least 250 chapters. I've been following this series for years.
It's kind of scary, to be honest.
And not all of it is great. Like it's just like any super long-lasting anime. But it's really good. And I really love it.
All right.
Not to mention Zoro's just a badass, the green-haired swordsman. I'm sorry, but you wield a sword in each hand, and you put one in your mouth to wield the third one.
That seems excessive to me.
It's awesome.
All right, so do you want to put like some final words on any show on the list, or?
Not really. I love all of my choices, and like your synopsis or like your what you've realized, I'll agree with. I like the characters a little bit more than the story.
Yeah. No, I'm huge on the story, and I don't know, it's one of those things that I think that's kind of cool, especially the way we have our channel set up, just because, you know, we have 2 very differing perspectives on how we analyze these things. So
yeah, I will say Monster Musume almost made it on my list.
I'm gonna say there were some things that almost Courage the Cowardly Dog almost made it on my list.
Oh, I almost put
Courage was like super close, but since I found School Alive and started watching it again, and like I'm still realizing things about that show, it just nicked it out.
There's 4 cartoons that almost made it on. There was American Dad, Rick and Morty, Ed and Nettie, and Megas XLR.
I actually don't know Magus.
Dude, it's so great. It's like encompasses everything that's like bad influences in cartoons and all in one show.
See, like if it was shows in general, I wouldn't have been able to choose because I like a lot of live action stuff too. So
yeah, if it was live action, I would have put How I Met Your Mother on here in an instant.
How I Met Your Mother would have been up there, but I don't think it would have made it. Like I like Hannibal and stuff like that. So.
But yeah, otherwise, I'm pretty good. I've said my piece about all of them. My one piece. Yeah.
I'm gonna kick you in the face when I see you. God damn it. But yeah, no, guys, thank you for watching. What are your guys' top 5 favorites? Let us know. Also, if you want us to review things, we have other things we've reviewed, and you should probably check those, or leave messages, or check those, or do things because you do things. I don't know. People aren't probably going to wait 45 minutes. This thing's 45 minutes long.
Or if you have made it this far in the video, thank you very much. Sorry about our ramblings. And if you want us to do, we'll do shorter ones.
Hashtag sorry.
We'll do shorter ones. If you guys want us to do another top 10, or we'll narrow it and literally do only 5 total.
Top 3.
Top 3. There you go.
Top 3 apiece.
It'd be we could shorten it if this was too long. Let us know, because it was actually nice having to think and choose. Like, yeah, just let us know if you like this and if you want us to do more.
And then I won't watch Mirai Nikki and randomly stab people.
And I'll never talk about One Piece again, because I could talk about it for a long ass time.
Oh, that would not be very kind. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!
See ya.